Do you ever go to start a video and you just like look at the camera for a while and not actually start the video, even though you know what you want to talk about, you just like don't start the video? I've just been doing that for ages, but I've started it now, so I have to speak. Um, Hello, I'm reaching you from my bedroom, and um, there's just like a couple of things I wanted to talk about in this video, and they're not very related, so it might be quite choppy. But first up is blood. Um, I know definitely what you mean about how it's definitely reasonable to not want a blood test, but it's also definitely not reasonable. Like, obviously, it's not that bad. Like, you go in, and then half an hour later, it's like it never happened. But also, you just you go in somewhere and someone's gonna just have some of your blood, and that's not okay. Like, all the other situations where your blood ends up not in you are bad situations. But personally, I've always found myself on the like not not really caring side of things. Like, it always hurts less than I expect. I think for me, even just like the novelty of the situation is kind of enough that like I almost look forward to it. Like, oh, someone's gonna take my blood, weird, and go into it with that attitude. But yeah, I can see that, especially if you're like you've got that like going on. Not the most fun thing, but it's all over with. No doubt that the results have come back, and it turns out all you need to do is take this one pill, and your arms will be fixed forever. Um, so that's blood ticked off my list of things I wanted to talk about. Your yurt holiday sounds good. Um, Only been on the one yurt holiday with you, but I enjoyed that a lot. Um, the title of your video was "The Yurtins Are Coming," and I read that before watching the video, and during watching the video, I didn't make the connection. I just had no idea what that meant. So to try and figure it out, I googled it, and then all that came up was your video, which is kind of surreal. But I have since figured out why it's called "The Yurtins Are Coming." Um, yeah, it was just weird to see it, like, obviously there's not much on the internet titled "The Yurtins Are Coming" spelled like that, but still, it was kind of weird. Um, yes, the weather was warm, so this weak layer hasn't been buried much yet, and also it hasn't been preserved very well in the Alpine, so it's kind of weird conditions. Like, it gets safer in the Alpine, which is not normally how it works. So we did manage to get out on a tour. It snowed like 5 or 10 centimeters the night before, which is nice because it's an amount of snow which, like, it's extra snow. Everyone loves that, but also it's not really enough to add significant loading. So we went out of the resort into Fishbowl, and then just like did laps of each bowl, getting further and further out from the resort until we got to the excellently named Big Steep Mother Bowl. And the snow down there, this was probably the run of the season so far. Like, it was so good. It was probably like at least 30 centimeters deep, real steep. Uh, just so good. Um, oh, honestly, it was such a good run, and we skied out from the bottom of there. So like, we ended up nowhere near the resort by the end of the day, and we skied back to the town. But yeah, that was such a good run. Like, really very good indeed. It was a really good day, actually. Um, there's a couple of new dudes that I've been touring with who I like a lot. Like, I like the kind of touring jive they have. Like, there's some people where you go out and you just kind of don't get a safety conscious vibe from them. But this Chris, this Australian, he seems to like have his head screwed on when he's out, which is reassuring. And it's nice to be reassured. Yeah, I'm just going to say it again, the skiing was really good. And we got lots of photos on the way down. I need to get copies of those. According to the weather forecast, we have a polar vortex coming our way, which is exciting. I kind of wanted this to happen while I was here. Like, I wanted to get like a proper Canadian winter. Like, on Monday, we're supposed to have a high of -19. And I suspect it's basically going to be awful. Like, that can't be good. But it'll be fun to experience it once. And these kind of temperatures, there's going to be like 4 days where it doesn't get above -14. But after that, I think it should warm back up again. And it'll be interesting to see how that is. Like, it hasn't been that cold up until now. And just being out here, like, you just kind of change your perspective, like your expectations of what cold is, and you just wear some more coats. And like, it doesn't feel that bad. Like, it doesn't really feel cold out here until it's -10 or so. But I rather suspect, like, consecutive days all below like -15 is not going to be, it's going to be a different story. But I'll be able to report back on that after it happens. Also, it looks like we might get like 30 centimeters of snow along with those temperatures, and if we did, that would be the bombest snow of all time. Like, oh, that would be such light snow. And maybe also the temperatures would scare everyone off the hill. So, get some powder going. But we'll see about that when it comes along. I won't talk to you extraordinarily soon, probably because of the year thing, but soon enough. And until that time, stay old.